In the heart of one of the world's most contested and sacred cities lies a gate that no one walks through. It is sealed with stone, untouched for nearly 500 years. And yet, this gate may hold the key to one of the most extraordinary prophecies in human history. This is the Golden Gate, also known as the Eastern Gate, the only gate in Jerusalem's old city wall that faces the Mount of Olives. To the casual observer, it may seem like just another ancient relic. But to millions of believers around the world, this gate is much more than stone and mortar. It is a sign, a symbol, and a promise. According to biblical prophecy, this very gate is destined to be the entrance point for the Messiah, Jesus Christ, when he returns in glory. From the writings of Ezekiel and Zechariah to the words of Jesus himself, the Eastern Gate weaves through Scripture like a golden thread, pointing toward a divine future that many believe is not far off. In this video, we will explore the history, the prophecy, and the powerful symbolism of the Golden Gate, and why it continues to captivate hearts across generations. Don't forget to like this video if you're excited to learn more, subscribe for more thought-provoking content, and leave a comment below. Do you believe the Golden Gate will one day open again? And if so, when? Let's begin. The Golden Gate, also known as the Eastern Gate, is silent, bricked over, neglected by time, and yet it stands at the center of one of the most powerful prophetic traditions in all of human history. To many, it is just another sealed entrance. But for Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike, it holds deep spiritual meaning. To Christians in particular, the Golden Gate is much more than a piece of architecture. It is a symbol of divine promise, messianic hope, and a future return of Jesus Christ. The Golden Gate is the only eastern entrance into Jerusalem's old city and directly faces the Mount of Olives, another location of tremendous biblical importance. Historically, this gate provided a direct path from the Temple Mount to the Mount of Olives, crossing the Kidron Valley in between. The path is steeped in religious symbolism and prophecy. According to the prophet Zechariah, one day the Lord himself will stand upon the Mount of Olives. Chapter 14, verse 4 reads, "On that day his feet will stand on the Mount of Olives, east of Jerusalem, and the Mount of Olives will be split in two from east to west." Many Christians interpret this passage as a reference to the second coming of Jesus Christ, the moment when he will return not in humility, as he once entered Jerusalem riding on a donkey, but in divine glory and authority. The alignment between the Mount of Olives and the Golden Gate is not coincidental. It is prophetic geography. Christians believe that Jesus fulfilled Zechariah 9 verse 9 during his first entry into Jerusalem. "Rejoice greatly, daughter Zion. Shout, daughter Jerusalem. See, your king comes to you, righteous and victorious, lowly and riding on a donkey." This entrance, what we now commemorate as Palm Sunday, likely occurred through the Eastern or Golden Gate. It was a moment of peaceful triumph, an echo of things to come. The prophet Ezekiel gives us more insight into this gate's future significance. In Ezekiel 44, verses 1 to 3, we read, "Then the man brought me back to the outer gate of the sanctuary, the one facing east, and it was shut. The Lord said to me, 'This gate is to remain shut. It must not be opened. No one may enter through it. It is to remain shut because the Lord, the God of Israel, has entered through it." This passage resonates powerfully with Christian theology. Jesus, the Son of God, entered Jerusalem through this gate, and it was sealed not long after. For believers, this shut gate is not a denial of entry, but a divine pause. It is closed because only the Messiah may enter again through it. In the 16th century, the Ottoman Empire controlled Jerusalem. Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent, ruler of a vast Islamic empire, ordered the Eastern Gate to be sealed in 1541. The reasons for this decision remain debated. Some argue it was purely defensive to fortify the city. Others believe it was a direct attempt to prevent the Jewish Messiah from fulfilling prophecy by entering Jerusalem through this gate. But Suleiman didn't stop there. In front of the gate, he established a Muslim cemetery. According to some interpretations of Jewish law, a priest, or Cohen, cannot enter a cemetery without becoming ritually impure. By placing graves in front of the gate, it said the Sultan hoped to create a spiritual barrier, stopping the Messiah from coming. Yet for those who believe in the omnipotence of God, no human obstacle, not stone, not empire, not death, can prevent the unfolding of divine prophecy. The Golden Gate remains closed to this day. No one walks through it. No paradas, no procesiones. And yet, its stillness speaks volumes. It is a monument of anticipation, a symbol of hope yet to be fulfilled. In the book of Acts, we read that after Jesus ascended into heaven from the Mount of Olives, angels told the disciples, "This same Jesus, who has been taken from you into heaven, will come back in the same way you have seen him go into heaven." Where did he ascend from? The Mount of Olives, directly across from the Golden Gate. Where will he return? The same place. When Jesus returns, he will not come as a suffering servant, but as the victorious king. Revelation 19 describes him riding on a white horse, clothed in glory, leading the armies of heaven. And when he returns, he will enter Jerusalem, not just symbolically, but physically. And what gate lies in front of him? The Eastern Gate. The future of Jerusalem, both physically and spiritually, remains a focal point for biblical prophecy. The Golden Gate stands as a theological intersection between the past, the present, and the future. It's a place where the divine has moved before and will move again. For some, this may all sound metaphorical or spiritualized, but for many believers, the prophecies concerning Jesus' return are literal. They believe the Mount of Olives will physically split, that Christ will descend from the heavens, that he will walk through the Kidron Valley and approach the sealed gate, not to be stopped by stone, but to proclaim dominion. The gate will open not by human hands, but by divine command. Of course, much of this remains in the realm of faith. The when, the how, and even the precise details are part of the divine mystery. But prophecy does not require our full understanding, only our watchfulness. Jesus himself said in Matthew 24, verse 44, "You also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him." The Golden Gate reminds us of this. Its sealed stones echo the urgency of readiness. Its stillness is louder than trumpet blasts. It waits, as do we. In a world so often obsessed with movement and noise, perhaps the Golden Gate teaches us the value of expectant silence. It stands not because of what it does, but because of what it means. It is both a barrier and a bridge, sealed now, but destined for breakthrough. To believers, it is not the gate that is closed, but the chapter. One day, the next chapter will begin, and the king will return. Until then, the gate waits. The city waits, and we wait with hope, with faith, and with watchful hearts. Lift up your heads, you gates. Be lifted up, you ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Psalm 24, verse 7. For nearly 5 centuries, the Golden Gate has remained closed. Nations have risen and fallen, empires have crumbled, and the world has changed beyond recognition. But that gate has stayed sealed, still, silent, watching. And yet, for believers, its silence is not empty. It is filled with anticipation. The prophecies of Zechariah, Ezekiel, and the New Testament converge here, at this one point in geography and time. The Mount of Olives, the Kidron Valley, and the Eastern Gate form a sacred triangle of destiny. According to Scripture, this is the path the Messiah will take when he returns, not as a humble servant, but as a triumphant king. Some may scoff at prophecy, others may doubt, but the stones of Jerusalem have a memory, and to those who believe, they also have a future. The Golden Gate reminds us to remain watchful, to live not just for today, but in the hope of a promised tomorrow. Because the gate is not just about a moment, it's about who is coming through it. Will you be ready when it opens? If this video stirred something in your heart, please like it to support the channel. Subscribe for more videos exploring prophecy, faith, and history, and comment below with your thoughts or questions. Has the Golden Gate always fascinated you? Do you see it as literal, symbolic, or both? Thank you for watching. Stay watchful, stay faithful, and as always, keep your eyes on the eastern sky. Until next time,